classes, when you start interacting with your peers, you realize, okay, some of them are probably scientists, some of them are serial entrepreneurs.
So, hi everybody, welcome to the Real Humans of B School. Today we have here Monica with us, who is coming from ISB Hyderabad, which is one of the most toughest colleges in India to get in through. So, welcome on board, Monica.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for having me here.
Must be feeling great that you have not just got into ISB but also have completed that entire one grueling or rigorous 1 year.
So, as we call it, the transformative year, I'm definitely more content now that, what was once a dream has now been accomplished, and then I've come past it as of now.
That's lovely. That's lovely. So, Monica, we would want to know a little bit more about, how you made this happen. Like, what's the profile that ISB looks forward to?
So ISB as a school looks into, diversity and all different profiles that can come in. But one thing that is for certain is that you constantly have to benchmark against yourself more than anything else. Because when we are talking about the candidates that come into ISB, each one of them has excelled in all possible ways in their lives. Like there could be one student who you think would have topped their school, or they would have probably been a topper in their college, or they would have been good person, good employee at their workplace. But when you think of ISB, probably all such candidates and all such toppers all across the country and all possible corners, even NRIs, or beyond India also, the candidates that come in, all of these are brought in together. So if I talk about my candidature, the 4 years of work ex that I've had before ISB, all of that was more about improving my candidature in my own pool, because obviously I had to contribute to a diverse class. But if I talk about my personal experiences, then I personally started my journey as a software engineer. But then I started as a software engineer, then I made a transition into a business analyst role in the same company. So, even if I started with a global MNC, within the company, I had my own transitions, I had my own achievements over there. Soon after that, I also went ahead to work in core team of an early startup, then another established startup. So it was like, even before getting to ISB, I had become a product manager from a software engineer. In parallel to this, I was running my own NGO. So all of this culminated me to be probably a candidate which could get into ISB.
That's lovely. That's really amazing. So, Monica, like from the description that you gave, that, very nicely where you put it across, that you have to make sure you're benchmarking against yourself. Like the way you are, there should be some kind of a growth progression which you have shown in your entire profile. So I'm sure this whole 8 years of NGO experience would have been a great thing to talk about and to add to your resume.
So, when we talk about NGO as a talking point, let me assure you, it's just one thing to have. Like, because it's a professional B school, obviously it was a good to have thing. But having said that, strictly the parameters of judgment are basis your professional accomplishments and your academic rigor. And
Okay.
everything that you do in the social sphere is a good to do thing, because for me it was a weekend endeavor. It wasn't my full
Full
time
time.
job or my career. Like at
Correct.
least for me that was the case. So for me it was more of my weekend involvement. But because I was consistent and passionate, so it was evident that I've been doing it for 7-8 years. So that was just one of the many things in my profile probably.
Lovely. So, for a very important point which Monica has mentioned here is like, you always talk about what you are doing, but you have to keep in mind for ISB, your work ex and your professional background holds a strong weightage, when you are talking, because you have to contribute to the whole diverse pool which is there. Right. So, if I may ask, Monica, like you mentioned, you have people from all the backgrounds, from global NRIs and all of them. So, is it very overwhelming to be a part of this entire diverse background? Like, do you ever feel ki yaar, shit, everybody just knows everything out here, or they are just better off than I am?
So I would say overwhelming is a small word, because when you start your classes, when you start interacting with your peers, you realize, okay, some of them are probably scientists, some of them are serial entrepreneurs, some of them would also be who have just 2 years of work ex, some of them would have 10 years of work ex.
Wow.
So the diversity is so huge that it feels overwhelming at the start, but at the same point the community on the whole is so warm and so welcoming, and like everyone is just there to help you out and pull you through across all times. So it's a lot more of a family bonding, and all the good faith that we have, which sort of makes you so comfortable that you are able to go past your overwhelming moments, and then it is all a big happy family.
Lovely. That's really nice. So, like you mentioned, there's a lot of family bonding and everything. So, isn't it like because it's just a 1 year program, ISB is very competitive and very hectic? Do you still get those moments to build strong bonds with your batchmates as well?
So the thing is that it is a 1 year program, but the kind of rigor we have, I'm sure B schools, we are, known to be a B school that we never sleep.
Yeah.
So when we talk about that, we make the most of every single hour that we are on campus, because the campus is so bustling with activity at each and every time that you probably wouldn't want to give up on anything. So, you are doing your studies, we are doing our assignments, we are doing our case competitions. At the same time, we are also doing all possible extracurriculars and networking sessions, meeting people, meeting alums and all the industry stalwarts who would come in. So the networking opportunity, in fact, not just networking, the bonding opportunities are so tremendous that there's no way that you can miss out on not getting to know people. There's just a lot of things that go into picture. You're always out there, you're always saying hi, and listening about what's your story. So like there's just a lot of bonding that happens throughout the way, even if it's a 1 year program.
That's interesting and that's very lovely. So, Monica, even a lot of times people compare that, a 2 year program, like you had 4 years of WorkX, right? So you probably could have chosen a 2 years program as well also over, a 1 year of ISB. So do you think it is beneficial to be at a 1 year? Do you not miss out on any of the things which a 2 year curriculum teaches? Or do you think, no, the 2 years is something which is a better option?
So I personally had a long way of navigating through different options that I had. Like I was constantly in my application phase. There was a point where I was contemplating between MBA and MS programs in different
Hmm.
countries. I was doing my applications, like I had my GMAT in place. So I was actually experimenting a lot. I'd applied to 2 year programs across the globe. I had applied to ISB. I in fact had about a dozen admits, some full scholarships, partial scholarships, and all of them were from renowned 2 year programs.
Hmm.
But when I came to compare all of it, at the bottom line I felt that if I want to be in India, and if I want to have the best ROI of in terms of my career trajectory and my goals, ISB probably made the perfect sense, because the opportunity cost also which comes with a 1 year program is something that is not exactly comparable to a 2 year program, because
Right.
technically I'm into the industry 1 year earlier with the network that I established during the course. So basically, when I had the admits and when I was comparing between 2 year and 1 year programs, I thought that the 2 year programs weren't exactly 24-month programs. So again, in that you have a couple of months of internships, you have a couple of months of exchange, you have a couple of months of summer break and all of that. So when you take out all that time, all it actually comes down to 14 months or 15 months. So there wasn't a lot of difference in terms of education. And if we talk about the rigor, obviously that was high at ISB. So overall, the comparison and the interactions I had with alums across the B schools, I sort of narrowed down on this being a better option.
Lovely. So that's really well put and explained. Like if you kind of, I think many a times we tend to discount the fact of the opportunity cost. When you're already earning, you go back to a 1 year or a 2 years, you're losing out on that much time of opportunity cost as well. So, very well put out there. So if I were to ask you, like, what was a typical day for you in college like?
Okay, so it would depend. Like typically, for example, I would have classes from 8 a.m. to maybe 12 p.m. or 2 p.m. After the classes, it was all about keeping track of your emails, because AS would, like always be a constant bombardment of the assignments that would come in. There would be events happening. There would be some industry CXOs who are visiting the campus. There would be some politicians or some, IAS officers, or
Wow.
like our campus was always bustling with like the ministry, the people from government. There were always something or the other happening in the campus. So I had to juggle between my assignment deadlines, between some events that are going on with the clubs, between some networking opportunity because some alums or some industry speakers were coming in, or maybe some XYZ programs. So and in along with this we would have our own student run engagements also. So a typical day, it's all about counting the number of hours in your plate and then deciding, okay, first I have to do my assignments, then probably I can look at the alums or the companies which are aligning to my goals, and then maybe I would look at some other networking opportunity. So it was a constant race against time every single
Nice.
day.
Nice. That's really very well put. Race against the time. I'm sure the sleep is the last option you think, because there's so much to do, and so many people to learn from. Like, when you have such a huge, diverse peer learning group, I think that itself makes it very interesting. You get to learn from even your batchmates a lot from their experience and all of them. So if Monica, like you said, there are a lot of speakers, CXOs and all of them which come in, like anybody whom you distinctly remember, like, wow, I'm so glad I attended this session.
So there were like many of them, like it would happen at such a rate that like calling out one wouldn't exactly be a right thing. But I remember in the very first week of ISB, we had Rajat Gupta, who was one of the founding people behind ISB, had come in. So he in fact had his book launch, and that was the time when he came. So hearing his personal experiences, then towards the middle of ISB, we had Ankur Warikoo, who is again a cherished alum of our community, who came in. Towards the end, we had the policy conclaves wherein I got to interact with some MPs and young MLAs and ministers. So again, like each interactions had their different takeaways.
That's lovely. That's really interesting. So that's amazing. Thanks, Monica, for sharing, your entire life at ISB and all of those things.